Hey guys, you're here with Goran for your daily European football live show here at Big Dogs. And I know, Ashley, that we had only basically the EPL today, so how's your day going?
How's yours going?
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably worse than yours.
Well, we kind of are on the same bet, so I mean, I still have a shot at Man City. So remember yesterday or the day before, I was telling you don't take Tottenham's team total over 1.5. It's just sneaky price. They're giving it to you too cheap. And then I end up taking Man City's team total today over 2.5, and it was super cheap. So falling for the exact same thing. So I did that to myself, but had Chelsea and over 1.5. We grabbed it at minus 130. It shot all the way up to close to minus 170. And my free picks, which hopefully you guys tailed, was both teams to score, which you and I went toe to toe on. You didn't think Brighton would score. And they scored in the 91st minute to draw with Chelsea. So I think I'm just going to, each time we do a video, I'm going to go back and watch it. And then I'm going to write down my own free picks and put those in as premiums.
Yeah, I had Chelsea at over 2.5, and I was hopeful that they would score one more in the last 2 minutes of the game, but that rarely happens, and it sure as hell wouldn't happen in this game because they had better chances earlier in the game. They didn't use any of that. So
Yeah, and it's never. I was the same way. Like as soon as Brighton scored, well, my first reaction, I was pissed I didn't take both teams to score at plus money, and then my second reaction was, I was happy that they scored, right? Because that's the only chance for you and I to hit the over. So
yeah, yeah, just to reply to Safo, whatever it is, we'll get to the parlay a bit later. We just started the show, so
don't put
uh,
any EPL matches in any parlay. So yeah, that's my best advice to you. If I give any EPL picks on this show, bet the exact opposite of what I say. With the other leagues, it's pretty good, but yeah, fade me on England Premier League for sure.
the way our EPL picks are going now over this Christmas breaks, it's I don't know. I think it's a good thing that we have only one game tomorrow and zero EPL games on Friday. So
Yeah, and the one tomorrow is a dumpster fire. So
what did you have in that Manchester City game? Did you have anything in that?
yeah, I had their team total over 2.5, and like I said, they scored a second one, but I'm not watching it. I'm just watching the ticker, so I don't know if it was an offside or what it was. But I was excited in the 50th minute when it went to 2-0. So just still sitting on 1-0. I mean, there's 30 minutes left, so it could happen. But I just like I told you, don't take that tricky line. They're offering you on Tottenham those goals for cheap for a reason, and they're offering Man City's team total over 2.5 at minus 120 for a very good reason.
I actually took that, and I took first half goals over 1.5 in my preview, and they scored in the 16th minute, but they had only one shot on goal in the first half. I mean, what the hell is going on with that team? I don't know. They're just not in the mood to take shots today. I mean, they
Yeah, and I
have
think that's what the bookies knew. Like I told you in the video, remember? It's like, it's some of it's a guessing game. Like the numbers, the talent, the depth. Can they destroy this team? Yes, but that's when the human factor comes into it. And they have a lot of matches that they're playing really fast. So who are they resting? How they're just okay with, like in this one, just
yeah,
getting
but
a real
still,
important win and moving on.
they didn't rest basically anyone. I mean, their defensive line is pretty much the same. There's Cancelo, Diaz, and Laporte at the back, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva in the midfield, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, and Jesus up front. I mean, if those 11 players can't score 2 goals to fucking Brentford in the first half,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then
know.
the crazy thing is they were actually being like Brentford had more shots on target, and that's the same thing with Chelsea too. And that's why I like Chelsea in over 1.5, and I felt pretty confident in it when Lukaku scored in like the 28th minute.
Yeah,
Um, you just think they're going to come out strong. But even Chelsea in the first half, I mean, they were up 1-0 at halftime. But Brighton, which I told you, like I don't really pay much attention to that team, but I did watch some of their last match, and like they weren't really great at finishing, but they looked like they had a really well organized attack to me. That's why I thought that they could score on Chelsea. Now it took till the 91st minute, but the entire game they were out shooting them and had more possession, more shots on target. So yeah, I'm not surprised they scored. And like I said, should have gone with my own free pick.
Yeah, and I see City having 81% of ball possession. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And from that 81% of ball possession, they had 2 shots on target in the whole game, 4 corner kicks. I mean, with that amount of possession, you would imagine that Brentford would somehow be forced to score an own goal, or I don't know, because they're
Yeah.
under constant pressure. And I mean, if City takes a shot at the goal every 5 minutes or so, they would score at least 5 goals in this game. But
Yeah, and that's the thing. What at halftime didn't they only have? So I mean, they had a goal, but I think that was their only shot on target. So I was kind of like, yeah, it's not looking good because they're really not shooting, so they're not gunning for it. And usually, which is why I took the bet, is like I said yesterday, Man City is a team that typically they kind of play with that Bundesliga mentality that if their backups come in, it's just like the next man up, and they're trying to impress the coach and get a starting position. So I still kind of felt confident they would score, but I mean, for people who took Man City and over 1.5 at a ridiculous price, and Man City over 2.5 was minus 200 something. It's like, I guess the only silver lining is that if you take a losing bet at minus 120, it's much better than laying a minus 200 something. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, it could have easily gone that City was going to score like 3 goals in the first 10 minutes because they are definitely capable of that. But I guess it's that kind of day in England, and
yeah, I think they've
nothing we can
scored
do about it.
4+ in their last 3. So yeah,
Yeah.
I jumped on that one and bit that cheap price. But yeah, like Kyle's saying that you're starting to feel like the EPL is rigged. So I don't know. I'm not really one to harp on that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. But yeah, I mean, I do factor in, which is why I say I've only been betting this one so much because it's really just the only major league going on right now. But when you have like so multi-billion-dollar industry, and the EPL worldwide is bet more than the NBA, more than the NFL, it's the most bet league in any sport in the entire world. So I mean, I mean, usually where there's that much money involved, there's some crazy shit that goes on sometimes. Like I said with Tottenham yesterday, they're giving you plus money, and every capper that I knew was on that Tottenham's team total over 1.5 plus money, and they get 3 goals disallowed, which we won't get back into. But it just, some of it does seem odd, which is just another reason I try to stay away from this league. When it has the most money pouring into it, it's kind of, the books have the numbers wrapped a little bit tighter and everything. So I just try to look for value elsewhere.
Yeah, I think we have DPL going on this weekend, and then they are playing in the FA Cup or EFL Cup next weekend. So I guess we're going to be taking a break from that finally and bet on something else, bet on La Liga and whatever's
Yeah.
happening next week. So,
Well, I was joking the other day about betting Botswana, but I'm actually going to handicap some of their, like Burkina Faso and Botswana. I'm going to Swaziland. I'm going to do some handicapping on those today because it cannot be any worse than this EPL garbage.
Swaziland was playing today. There were 4 games, and every game went both teams to score an over 2.5. Easily.
See what I'm saying? There's value to be found in other leagues. I mean, that's why it's my apologies for this EPL shit. I'm only giving picks on them because it's like that's the only major league going on right now. But as soon as my favorite leagues start back up in Italy, where they actually play, pretty decent, consistent football, then EPL is just dead to me.
Yeah, I can't say we have had a good time with it.
And people say that it's the best league in the world too. It cracks me up. I mean, you may have like Liverpool's a fantastic team, Man City's a fantastic team, but if you're talking from top to bottom, I mean, I think teams like Sassuolo or some of the mid and lower table Italian teams would get in there and whip the ass of these mid-table.
It's probably the most competitive league, I would say, in the world, just because they have pretty stacked schedule and they have pretty strong games, and they might be the best, kind of the most competitive league, but I don't think they're the best league in the world.
No, that's what I'm saying. To be the best league in the world, they have some of the best top teams, right? But just like Bayern is one of the best teams in the world, but you certainly can't say that the Bundesliga is the best league.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If you take like a Sassuolo, it is to me one of these, mid-table Italian like Italy Serie A teams. They up against a mid-table EPL team. That Italian team is going to whip that ass, and I'd love to see it.
All right, Ashley, I think we've done enough talking of the EPL from today and yesterday. So, like we said, we have only one game for tomorrow, and that's Manchester United versus Burnley. Are you
Yeah.
skipping that one?
I mean, if you guys want to pick on it, someone's going to have to give me a quarter so I can toss it up in the air because, wow. I mean, it's like I keep telling you guys, should Man U win that? I don't know. I mean, I don't even say they should anymore. Like, I don't know if you guys watched their last match, but yes, they have talent. Yes, they have a high payroll, but they're not just disjointed on the field. To me, after I watched that last match and the way that Ronaldo going at his teammates on the pitch instead of waiting till halftime, to say something. There's something extremely wrong in that locker room. Also, there's no team chemistry. When you have your star acting like a fucking toddler out there and calling out players, it's just, yeah. I mean, my best advice to you is just to stay the hell away from it or fade Man U, which with all their talent, that's tough to do too. I wouldn't put a penny of anybody's money on that match because I could not tell you if my life depended on it.
Yeah, that's what you get when you sign Ronaldo to any team. The same
Right.
thing is going to happen. Like he's a superstar. I mean, his best days are behind him, and all he does is wait for the ball to come to him and
Right.
to score a goal if he can. If not, he's going to be standing there. He's not going to be helping defensively. He's not going to do anything. Like I think I read somewhere that he's the last player statistically who does, how should I say, he does the least pressure on the opponent's defense of all the players in the EPL.
Right.
The only players worse than him are goalkeepers. This
Yeah,
season in
I don't
EPL.
doubt it.
So I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. He's going to leave at the end of the season. Apparently, he's very unhappy there. And the style that Manchester United wants to play under the new head coach now, with high pressure game, that doesn't really work out for him. And I don't think that he's going to be fitting in that system quite well. But I don't think that Manchester United has to be afraid for their future. They have a ton of young and talented players, starting with Rashford and Greenwood and Sancho there. So I think they have a lot of options. I think they will have a great team next season as well. But right now, all they can do is try to salvage this season, maybe get to the top four and qualify for the Champions League. They can try and do something in the Champions League this season as well. But we'll see how far is that going to go because they're playing against Atletico Madrid, and that is going to be a very hard game for them. But as far as this game goes, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, United has scored only one goal in each of their last four games. They haven't scored more. They are not playing really well. Can they go 5 games in a row without scoring 2 goals or more? Definitely happen, but I mean, the over 2.5 is minus 138 right now. United to win and over 2.5 plus 105. I honestly don't know what to take in this game. Maybe
It's called nothing. I mean, you'd have to be crazy to bet this. I would say both teams to score, and but you know what? I wouldn't. Most people would be like, "Well, I don't know. I don't think the other side's going to score." But you know why I would stay off of both teams to score? Because I don't fucking know if Man United can score. They were extremely lucky to beat Norwich, who you guys know that I love, but they suck. And when you're beating Norwich 1-0, I mean, you and I and everyone on this chat could probably beat Norwich 1-0. So, yeah, that's just not a team that should get your hard-earned money, in my opinion.
I mean, maybe United in over 1.5, minus 163 for a parlay or something. But like you said, Ashley, I think that game is not worth betting tomorrow. It's the only game on the slate. It could turn out to be a bulb of a game with like 6 goals or it could turn out to be a 0-0 draw if you ask me. So I don't
Right,
know.
which is why I say it's kind of like I'm definitely not betting with them, but I'm not fading them either. I'm just staying away from it because with their, I've been saying it for weeks, it's not come to fruition yet. With that lineup, do they have the ability to put up a lot of goals? They do, but yeah, like I said, when players are arguing on the field and everything, it's almost kind of like they're not trying to win, maybe to get rid of someone. I don't know. There's just too many problems, too many matches to choose from, and if that's the only match for tomorrow, just live to see another day.
Maybe take Cavani to score at any time at +110. He scored against Newcastle, so he'll probably be in the starting lineup in this game, and that's going to give him enough time to take a few shots and stuff like that and maybe score a goal. So he's
Or
the only one for the
if you
+1.
have a crazy book that offers crazy shit, like I don't know if you guys watched it. I'll definitely watch it just because of the sheer hilarity of it. Marcus Rashford took a left-footed shot that went about 50 yards outside. I'm not quite sure if he was trying to just give his mom a free ball in the stands or something. But when he kicked that ball, I did appreciate the humor because I laughed out loud and almost spit my coffee out. But
Yeah, I remember that.
Kyle, do I think that's rigged? I mean, I don't know. When you have a multi-million-dollar player and he literally, I'm not exaggerating, misses the goal by about half a football field, kind of makes you wonder what I mean, he's either shooting up heroin before the game or something's rigged because I wouldn't shoot a shot like that. And I haven't kicked a soccer ball in years.
All right, that's it from the EPL. But we got a few games in Portugal for
I'm
tomorrow.
just going to keep saying shit about the EPL if I want to. You can keep telling me that that's enough from the EPL, but they've made me so mad. If I decide later on to say something, I'm going to. But we can move on from that.
Well, at least the people on the live chat are having fun with us, actually.
I know they probably think like she is you guys. I apologize. I'm not usually like just always grouchy and shit. It just this show happens to fall at a time
No.
when
She
all
is.
my matches
She
are
is.
going. When all my matches are going, and so you guys catch me when I'm just super stressed out. Unless I'm like on a day when I'm sweeping, then I'm all happy. But yeah, that's been several days. So
All right, off to Portugal, Ashley. Let's go to Pedro's land.
yeah, good. Let's go to Portugal because
Porto
I'm
and
on
Benfica tomorrow.
Sporting
That's a
and
big
under
derby.
3.5 right now, and of course they concede first, which means that they have to score 2 and can only score 2. And so there you go. I love Sporting is one of the few teams that I do love betting in Portugal. Porto and Benfica in their spots because they're really good, but Sporting to me is just a little bit more reliable and consistent. So yeah, I don't know. I'm no math whiz, but the other team cannot score now. Sporting has held them scoreless in their last couple, and they've only before today had conceded 5 goals all season. They have a phenomenal defense. So of course I see that the other Portimonense scores first. So I was like, you know what? I think I live in Hawaii. I'm gonna take a day off of capping and go to the beach and just either drown my sorrows or myself and just this sport is making no sense to me right now. What? Yes, they do.
Nobody feels bad for you. You live in Hawaii.
I had someone tell me thanks for getting up so early on the weekends. Everyone's not mean like you are.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the big derby in Portugal for tomorrow, actually. There's Porto and Benfica playing 4 p.m. Eastern. And they actually did play just a few days ago in the Portuguese Cup, and Porto has destroyed Benfica 3-0. And the worst news for Benfica is that their coach quit or got fired. I have no idea. The situation is not good in Benfica right now. So Porto at home at -118. Hell yeah, I'm taking that.
Go for it. The only approach I would take to this being a derby and being teams that don't like each other is the cards market. Maybe like each team over 1.5 cards. Typically, it's good for that. But yeah, that's the only approach I would take there.
Yeah, your opinion sucks today.
Well, go fuck yourself. And then also, in that case, you should bet for there to be 0 cards because I said to bet over. And so just do everything backwards of what I'm saying until Italy Serie A gets started up. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Cards are the only market where the line is actually set. Actually, so now you can ask me what the line is set on cards in
I
this
can
game.
ask you anytime I want because on Bovada, lines are set. If I say what's the spread on Bovada, if it's minus 1.25, you can move it around. We
Yeah,
can
you can move it around to anything you want.
we're like a old married couple.
And there's another game that's Arouca and Braga tomorrow in Portugal as well, guys. Uh, I mean, the difference in quality between these two teams is just enormous. And Braga is in the top four. They're the top four teams in Portugal for the last, I don't know how many years. And even though their form hasn't been great, and the price is not that bad on the money line, it's minus 154, but I would honestly take that at minus one. Braga minus one on the road, and that is plus 110 in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to side with one, I would side with them. But so Aruca have gone 5 matches without a clean sheet, and so have Braga. So I'm gonna argue with you again, and just like I should have gone with my gut in the Brighton match, I like both teams to score in this one.
You don't have to argue with me about anything.
I mean,
You just want to argue with me.
just going on recent form, and it's like, I mean, I think Braga, is the correct side. Like I agree with you there, but I don't know. I think I would just go for a straight both teams to score and just not take a side because I expected Sporting to come in and not concede. Really, I saw kind of like a 2-0, 1-0, 2-0 type match, but yeah.
That's it for today. Then Ashley, I don't want to prolong this torture because you're insulting me in every sentence you say. So
You love it. You'll be texting me as soon as this show goes off.
yeah. With that, guys, we'll see you again tomorrow at
Wait. I do have
4:30.
one question for Jay. Who is always costing you your parlay? Are you talking about like Sporting or something? I don't even know if he's still here, but I'd be curious to know. It's probably an EPL team doing it.
I don't know, but there's 10 more minutes in that Manchester City game, and it doesn't look that great right now. So, with that, guys, we'll see you again tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, go check the rest of our videos up on the YouTube and Big Dog's channel. And for our best bets, go to Big Dog's previous section. And I hope you have a lot better day betting tomorrow than we all had today. So, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern.